And I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless.
This is the best episode I've ever seen from Boruto, hands down.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, what did I just watch? You guys might not notice, but I'm literally shaking right now. This episode was definitely the best episode of Boruto, and it even rivaled a lot of episodes that was in Naruto as well. And I tell you guys, bro, I wanted to faint like 5 times watching this episode. There was just that many crazy things going on in this episode. There was a week of no Boruto previously to this, and I actually accept that, guys. It was worth the wait. I'm telling you guys, if you guys haven't seen it, what are you doing, bro? Get a click off this video, go see the episode first, because I definitely do not want to spoil this absolute greatness before you guys watch it. Now, I knew this episode was going to be one of the best episodes of Boruto thus far. They said they were going to put a lot of their top animators, their top artists, they were going to put the best of the best on this episode, and they had an extra week to make it, so I kind of felt like it was supposed to be a very good episode, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. Now, let me just stop talking about the overall episode and get into the stuff that I really liked. And one of the main things I really liked about this episode is that it really incorporated a lot of hand-to-hand combat. When I tell you the hand-to-hand combat looked magnificent, I'm talking about on a level of Naruto versus Sasuke hand-to-hand combat. This episode right here made the movie look like absolute garbage. And you guys know I love the Boruto movie, but this episode was absolutely like 10 times way better than that movie. And I really just love how they did not rehash everything. Like, everything in this little arc right here was definitely thought over. I feel like this climax could probably even rival the Sasuke and Naruto versus Madara climax. It was just that good. Now, as I said, the hand-to-hand combat was definitely an added bonus. It really showed how Momoshiki was extremely fierce. Now, the design of Momoshiki was definitely changed from the movie. We all know this, but it wasn't just the design of Momoshiki. It was the overall aura, the overall feel of Momoshiki. Momoshiki's whole demeanor changed. He basically felt like a god. He felt like a deity, and he basically moved like a deity. Now, one of the first things that they did in this episode, they had Momoshiki completely obliterate the other Kage. I mean, there were absolutely no match for Momoshiki, and they absolutely did that to establish Momoshiki's power, because as you guys know before, these guys could actually go hand-to-hand combat with Momoshiki. Now it's like they pale into comparison. And one of the first people that Momoshiki took out, my favorite character, which is Gaara. Gaara's supposed to be a step above all the other Kage in my opinion, and he completely destroyed Gaara. So we knew this was going to be a god level fight. It was going to be one god versus 2 other god level characters, and that is exactly what we got. Now, Momoshiki, he looked way more menacing in this episode than he did in the movie. Momoshiki also showed a lot of new jutsus. Those jutsus definitely made Momoshiki feel like a god, but I really can't talk about the Momoshiki jutsus unless I talk about what Naruto and Sasuke did. So I want to talk about what Naruto and Sasuke did and how I really love the integration of that. Now, first things first, Sasuke basically felt like a Rinnegan master in this episode. I don't know if it's me, but in the previous episodes, it's like Sasuke didn't necessarily know how to fully use his Rinnegan, and of course, in this arc, Sasuke is a little bit weakened, mainly because he's been using time space ninjutsu for like all throughout these past couple of days, but it didn't matter. Sasuke was definitely going all out in this episode, and I really enjoyed it. Now, one of the things that we've seen a lot in this episode was the teleportation jutsu, which is probably like one of my favorite jutsus from Sasuke, because when he does it, it's just so surprising. One of the main times that he actually done it was when he actually teleported his Chidori into Momoshiki's arm. Like, how the hell could you teleport a Chidori into Momoshiki's arm? But hey, he did it. He actually switched places with Boruto's kunai, and it looked absolutely amazing. Now, one of the most impressive things that I seen Sasuke do throughout this episode was the planetary devastation, and he did it like it was nothing. I'm telling you guys, it was like instantaneous. He was like, all right, Momoshiki getting out of control, all right, say no more, planetary devastation. And it was like how Pain did. I'm pretty sure you guys know Pain. He was the first person that we seen have the Rinnegan. You could tell it took a lot of Pain to do the planetary devastation, but Sasuke did it almost instantaneously, and as I told you guys, it just built up that persona of Sasuke being a Rinnegan master, and I really love that about this episode. Naruto was definitely no slouch watching this episode. Naruto definitely showed us how he is not rusty. A lot of people have been saying that, hey, Naruto might be rusty, Naruto might be this, Naruto might be weak because he's just been sitting behind a Hokage's desk for years. I mean, there was no sign of rust. Obviously, Naruto was extremely weak in middle because he had like 60% of his chakra drained before this fight, but Naruto definitely looked like he was up to par of his actual strength. You got to see the full Nine Tails mode. You also got to see Sasuke use his susanoo to amplify the Nine Tails. They worked together almost perfectly, and I think the writers of Boruto actually put out a statement on Twitter. They were like, hey, you're gonna see Naruto and Sasuke work together like you've never seen them do it before, and it was facts, and we never really seen them work together on this type of dynamic where Sasuke knows all the abilities of his Rinnegan and Naruto basically knows all the abilities of his Nine Tails, and they basically just perfectly combine the two powers. I mean, I was actually amazed by that. One of the actual things that made me fall out of my seat when Sasuke summoned all of the rigged huge Chidoris, and he threw basically all the rigged huge Chidoris. One of them came out of the ground, and that one actually turned out to be Naruto. Now, I'm pretty sure we all remember this. This strategy actually came from the scene where they fought Zabuza. Now, this right here was like a blast from the past. I really loved it. And not only that, when Naruto actually transformed back into Naruto, he had the Rasen Shuriken. Now, we haven't really seen the Rasen Shuriken in a long time. He threw that at Momoshiki, and the Rasen Shuriken turned out to be Sasuke. And at that time, I absolutely fell out my seat. I'm like, yo, this is too much. My heart can't take it. I just love the overall way that Sasuke and Naruto work together, and their powers just complementing each other. But now let's get into the star of this show, which is going to be Boruto Uzumaki. Oh my god. Boruto definitely stepped up in this episode. Of course, throughout the past couple episodes, we really felt down on Boruto a lot. In terms of Boruto really disappointed us with the scientific weaponry. Of course, we're still going to feel a way towards Boruto mainly because he cheated in the tuning exam, and of course, he's going to have to retake the tuning exam. But, I mean, for now, let's kind of give Boruto a pass because he kind of saved the world. Now, at the end of this episode, we finally got to see Boruto's eye dojutsu, which was absolutely amazing. Of course, I fell out of my seat when I seen this as well. It just looked like the eye heightened Boruto's strength, heightened Boruto's abilities, and heightened his powers. Now, of course, he hit Momoshiki with that vanishing Rasengan. They made this scene look a lot more epic than it did in the movies. And again, it goes on to the thing where this episode just felt 10 times better than the movie. And not only that, the huge Rasengan, the Mega Rasengan. I mean, let's be honest. We got to see Jiraiya, we got to see Sasuke, we got to see younger Naruto, we got to see a whole lot more people. And I said, I hope this is something that they don't take out of the actual episode, and they made it even better. Now, one of the main differences about this is the fact that Boruto actually did it by himself. I know he didn't do it by himself. He obviously got the chakra from Naruto as well. But when it came down to it, he actually manifested that huge Rasengan by himself. After that, Sasuke basically did some of the heavy lifting in terms of getting Momoshiki kind of weak, destroying one of Momoshiki's Rinnegans. Boruto actually broke out the Boruto string. We got to see Boruto try to do some hand-to-hand combat against Momoshiki. Of course, that didn't work, but let's be honest, it is Momoshiki, a god and a deity. Boruto absolutely came crazy with that huge Rasengan. He actually did it by himself. Of course, as I said, he got the chakra from Naruto, and this part looked really different from in the movie because in the movie, Momoshiki already had a Rasengan made, but right here, it's like Momoshiki made the Rasengan in like the last second. It was pretty much the perfect time for Momoshiki to deflect, but at the last second, we got to see Boruto's dojutsu. Boruto's eye came out of nowhere, and Momoshiki said something like, this is not the power of a regular human. And as I said, as soon as Boruto's eye came in, it's like Boruto just took over. He basically destroyed Momoshiki after that. And Momoshiki looked in his eyes and said, hey, you have a lot of characteristics from the Otsutsuki clan. So you can kind of just tell that, hey, that eye is from the Otsutsuki clan, even though we knew that already. But this pretty much just confirmed it. And then you get that scene where we see in the manga that we did not see in the movie, where Momoshiki is telling Boruto, like, hey, you can no longer be a regular human being. Like, you are now cursed. And we all know what happens after that. Boruto gains a curse mark, which is now dubbed the Karma Seal, and hopefully we'll see that in the next episode. I don't think that we've seen it in this episode, but definitely we will see this in the next episode. And I'll tell you guys, bro, this episode of Boruto, hands down the best episode of Boruto we've seen thus far. It definitely rivals a lot of the scenes that we did know and love in Naruto, like Naruto versus Sasuke, Sasuke and Naruto versus Madara and Kaguya, things like that. What can I say about this episode that isn't going to be said already, guys? But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below, bro. Leave me a like if you guys really enjoyed. Leave me a like if you do enjoy the Boruto episode as well. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Boruto content, and I will be covering this Boruto episode for days to come, probably even into next week. But let me know what you guys think about this episode, man. It's been your boy Baara, and we out.